The Grand Assembly Hall of the Galactic Council fell into stunned silence as Ambassador Kethvar of the Altarian Empire finished reading from the ancient datapad. His 6 eyes blinked in rapid succession, a sign of extreme distress among his species, while his scaled hands trembled visibly. "Surely there must be some mistake," wheezed Council Chairman Vex Thul, his gaseous form flickering with nervous energy within his containment suit. "The humans cannot possibly be from that world." Dr. Elena Vasquez, Earth's representative, to the Council, sat calmly at the human delegation's table, seemingly unaware of the growing panic around her. She had been looking forward to this routine session about trade agreements. The archaeological discovery on Kepler 442b was supposed to be a minor agenda item. "I'm afraid there is no mistake," Kethvar continued, his voice barely above a whisper. "The translation matrices have been verified 17 times. The coordinates match perfectly. The humans are from the Death World." A collective gasp rippled through the assembly. Several delegates began immediately reaching for their communication devices, frantically sending messages to their home worlds. The representative from the crystalline hegemony actually shattered part of his silicon-based body in shock. Dr. Vasquez finally looked up from her notes, confusion evident on her face. "I'm sorry, but I think there's been some misunderstanding. Earth is our planet's name, yes, but what's all this about a death world? And what archaeological discovery?" The council chamber erupted in panicked chatter. Chairman Vex Thul had to activate the sonic dampeners twice before order was restored. "Dr. Vasquez," Kethvar said carefully, as if addressing a ticking bomb. "3 cycles ago, our archaeological team on Kepler 442b discovered ruins of the ancient predecessor civilization. Among the artifacts was a warning beacon, a message, left by the most advanced species our galaxy has ever known." He gestured toward the massive holographic display that materialized above the assembly floor. Ancient alien script appeared, followed by its translation in Galactic Standard. "Beware the children of the Death World. Their planet orbits the yellow star. They call their world Earth, but its true name is Terror. They are survivors of trials that would destroy civilizations. Never trust their kindness, for it masks the fury of a world that tried to kill them for millions of cycles and failed." Dr. Vasquez stared at the translation, her eyebrows raised. "Well, that's certainly dramatic, but I think whoever wrote this might have gotten the wrong impression about us." The Zephyrian delegate, a massive insectoid whose species had recently signed a peace treaty with humanity after a brief border skirmish, began clicking his mandibles rapidly. "Wrong impression? Wrong impression? Do you know what your people did to our invasion fleet at Sigma Draconis?" "We defended ourselves," Elena replied simply. "You turned our own weapons against us. Your ship commanders used our plasma torpedoes as improvised shrapnel bombs. One of your captains used a damaged frigate as a kinetic missile after evacuating the crew. Another captain somehow convinced our admiral to surrender by reciting your military poetry." General Harrison Webb, the human military attaché, cleared his throat. "To be fair, the charge of the Light Brigade is pretty intimidating when you translate the context properly." The Matharian delegate, a blob of sentient liquid in a mobility tank, spoke with a bubbling voice. "The archaeological data suggests that the predecessors encountered humans approximately 50,000 of your years ago. According to their records, they attempted to study your species." "And?" Elena asked. "The research station was found as a debris field orbiting your moon. The final log entry simply read, 'They adapted. They always adapt. We should never have taken their children.'" A chill ran down Elena's spine. She was beginning to understand why the other delegates looked so terrified. Kethvar continued reading from the ancient text. "The Death World shaped them with ice ages that would freeze entire systems, with predators that would terrify our greatest." Warriors, with diseases that would extinct our populations, with natural disasters that would crack our strongest worlds in half, and still they thrived. The holodisplay shifted, showing what appeared to be surveillance footage from the predecessor. Archives. Primitive humans were shown surviving in environments that would kill most galactic species within minutes. Arctic wastelands, scorching deserts, dense jungles filled with creatures that could tear through starship hull plating. By the time we encountered them, the text continued, they had already survived their homeworld's attempts to destroy them. They had learned to hunt creatures 10 times their size. They had domesticated predators for companionship. They had learned to make tools from the bones of their fallen enemies. Worst of all, they had learned to work together. The Vorthon delegate, whose crystalline form was now glowing with anxiety, spoke up. The archives contain tactical analyses of human combat doctrine. Do you know what the predecessor's military experts concluded? General Webb leaned forward, genuinely curious. What did they conclude? That humans don't fight wars, you fight extinctions. Every human conflict is waged with the unconscious assumption that losing means the complete annihilation of your species. Your tactics, your strategies, your weapons, everything is designed around the concept of absolute survival at any cost. Elena found herself thinking about human history, the world wars, the Cold War, the countless conflicts where entire civilizations hung in the balance. I suppose we have had to learn to be thorough. The ancient text continued its dire warning. They call their planet Earth, a simple word meaning ground or soil, but in their oldest languages the same word means burial ground, their ai. World is a cemetery of extinctions, and they are the only species to have ever escaped their own grave. Chairman Vexthul's gaseous form was now flickering rapidly with panic. Dr. Vasquez, is it true that your planet has experienced 5 major extinction events? Well, yes, Elena admitted. But we've only been around for the last one. And we managed just fine. Managed just fine. The crystalline hegemony representative's voice cracked their translation unit. Your species survived an event that killed 96% of all life on your planet. The Zephyrian delegate was now pacing frantically. The tactical reports from our recent conflict? Your people were holding back, weren't they? General Webb shifted uncomfortably. Well, it was only a border dispute. No need to escalate unnecessarily. 1. Of your frigates disabled 3 of our dreadnoughts using nothing but mining equipment and cargo containers. Commander Rodriguez has always been resourceful, Webb said proudly. Good to see that creativity training paying off. The final section of the predecessor warning appeared on the holo display, and even Elena felt a chill as she read it. We attempted to conquer the children of the death world. We brought superior technology, overwhelming numbers, advanced tactics. We believed ourselves to be the apex of galactic evolution. We were wrong. They adapted to our weapons faster than we could deploy them. They turned our own advantages against us. They fought not just with their hands and their tools, but with their boundless creativity and their terrifying refusal to accept defeat. By the time we realized our mistake, they had already won. The chamber fell silent except for the nervous sounds of various alien physiologies under stress, chittering, bubbling, humming, and crackling. But here's what I don't understand, Elena said finally. If the predecessors left such dire warnings about us, why did you invite us to join the Galactic Council in the first place? Kethvar's scales had turned a sickly shade of gray. We didn't know. The coordinates in your star charts don't match our navigation systems. Your planet was listed in our databases as Terra 3 in the Terran system. We had no idea it was the same world the predecessors called the Death World. The name confusion was compounded, added Chairman Vexthul, by the fact that you introduced yourselves so politely. Your first message to the galaxy was an offer to share medical knowledge and cultural exchange programs. General Webb nodded. That sounds like Earth. We've always believed in making friends first. Friends first? The Matharian delegates, bubbling, became agitated. According to these archives, your species' idea of making friends involves feeding potential allies and then protecting them with the same ferocity you show your own young. Elena smiled warmly. Well, yes. Once you're part of the family, we look after you. The implications of her words rippled through the assembly like a shockwave. Several delegates began frantically updating their government's diplomatic protocols. The predecessor text had one final line, and Kethavar read it with a voice full of dread. If you ever encounter the children of the death world, do not attempt to conquer them. Do not threaten them. Do not even consider harming them. If you are wise, you will befriend them immediately and pray to whatever gods you serve that they decide to protect you instead of seeing you as a threat. For they are the only species in the galaxy that their own planet could not kill, and what their world could not destroy. No force in the universe can defeat. The silence that followed was profound. Elena looked around at the terrified faces of beings from hundreds of different worlds, species who had conquered star systems and built Galactic, empires all staring at her as if she were some kind of mythical monster. Finally,